welcome back to my channel and welcome to the October plan with me video. Thank you so much for all your feedback and all your amazing comments on the last plan with me video. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed that new format and you enjoyed doing a catch up with me of how the markets went in September and doing some planning for the month ahead and setting some goals. So today we are going to be doing the same but for October, and I will also take on some of your feedback of things that you guys wanted to see, like the pricing for all the stall fees, any extra expenses, and so we are going to be adding on to last month's video. So let's get cozy, grab a cup of coffee, and let's plan October together, shall we? Alright, so we're gonna go the same format as we did in the last video, and I'm gonna kind of chat about my general thoughts on the markets, how it went, and also let you guys know how much I made that market and how much the cost was to be there at that market. So just a heads up, the amounts that I'm going to be telling you guys are the gross amounts. I do also get charged fees from Square when customers pay by card, so this is more just a little bit more rounded off amount, but it's very close to what I actually did get. So let's get started with the first market that we had in September, and that was the Chiltern market. It was the first time that I'd been there, so I didn't know what to expect, but I did hear that it was a really good market. As you guys might have watched in my last video, this month has not been the best for me in terms of weather. I've had a lot of issues and stress regarding wind this month, so unfortunately that market in Chiltern, it was one of the worst days for me personally. And if you haven't checked out last week's video, I'll just link it up here somewhere and you guys can check it out. We are going into a little bit more detail about what happened, but it ended up still being a really good sales day. I didn't know what to expect, but we ended up with $412 that day, and the cost of the stall was $30. So then we had on the 7th of September, we had the Nagambie market. It was my second time there, but this was the first time that I attended that market that wasn't part of a festival. So the other time that I had been there was part of a Winterfest. So this was my first time kind of seeing how it was just on its own and seeing how I fit in and how my sales went. And also it is a little bit of a longer drive, so I wanted to see if the sales were worth that long drive. So ended up ending that day with $430. It's kind of a nice median, and it seems like most markets I'm doing about the $400 mark lately. So yeah, for me that was a good day. And if you guys remember, I also said that we had a credit from the last market because we missed the second day. So we actually didn't have to pay for this stall that day. So that was also a bonus, and definitely something that I'm considering going back again just to see how it goes. Then the next day we had the On the Border market, and that's in Wodonga. And that one was surprisingly good. I mentioned in the last video that I never really do super great in Wodonga for some reason. This time I did a little bit more than average, which was surprising. I did $550 and the cost of the stall was $40. So it was the first market back since winter ended. So I think that kind of brought more people there, and the day was beautiful. So it actually ended up being a really, really nice sales day as well, which was a little better than I expected, which was great. Then on the 14th, we had Violet Town Market. I also had issues that day with wind, which was very unfortunate. Apart from the wind, it was also kind of a really bad day. It was kind of raining on and off, so there wasn't as many people as usual. And I mentioned to you guys, usually I make around the $800 mark at Violet Town, but this time I made $550. So that was a lot lower than I was expecting for that market, which was a little bit disappointing. And the stall fee for that market is $45. Then the next day we had the Yakandanda market, and that one, like I mentioned before, is a nice consistent market. I always make around $400 then. Unfortunately, it was a little bit quieter than usual, and I ended up making $325 that day, and the stall fee for that market was $30. Now, just to note that going forward, they have started increasing the site fee for that market. So this was the last month that it was at $30, and next month onwards, it's going to be up to $40. So I'm going to have a think about whether it's worth going, or if it's better for me to have a look at another market to do, then we'll have to see. The next weekend, I was booked in to do the Bailey's market in Glenrowan, but unfortunately we had issues with weather again. It was forecasted to be very, very windy day, and you guys know again from my last video how I've been feeling about it and how much stress and anxiety it's been bringing me. So I decided to not go to that market. I ended up hearing that it was as bad as it sounded, and my friends that did attend said things were falling over and breaking left and right. So it was, I think, a good choice for my mental health not to go, especially this month, because things have been very rough for me to try and get my confidence back on doing markets when there is wind. Every time there's a little wind, I'm just getting very anxious lately. So unfortunately, no markets that weekend, which sucked. I had to come up with a little solution because I already didn't have a market on that Sunday. I was then not going to have any sales at all for that weekend. So I kind of had to think on my feet and think about what I was going to do about that and how I was going to try to make a little bit more money. So the idea that I came up with is to quickly do a stock take. So use that day to do a stock take of all my products and push them back onto the website for that week only. So from that Saturday, I did a bit of like a flash sale, 20% off site-wide, just to try and recoup the money that I probably would have made at that market. So you guys know again that I have talked about closing the website. It'll be in a video up here as well if you want to check it out in more detail, but I did mention that I was going to reopen the website if and when I needed to, and I thought that that weekend I needed some way to make some money. And I got a few sales, nothing crazy. I think I ended up getting 6 or 7 sales in total. So it was worth it to get a little bit of money to recoup from that weekend. Going forward now on the 27th, it was a public holiday here. So we had a market on Friday, and that was the Millwall market. That's one that I have attended before, but last time it was okay. It wasn't that great. So I didn't go in with any expectations. And it ended up being a really, really good market. Lots of people attended. It must have been really good to do it on that day, the public holiday, because we had lots of tourists coming in. So it was a good market. I was expecting to make around $200, $300 max, and I ended up making $547 that day. And the site fee was $25. So pretty good day for an indoor market, and something I wasn't expecting. So that was really, really good. The next day, the 28th, I had my market, the cows market, which I never do crazy sales on. It's a very small market, and we're still trying to build it up in the community. And so my total for that market was $252. It's what I've been making on average at that market lately. So this is all the markets that we've done, and so that puts our total for the month at $3,046. Like I mentioned before, that's not counting any square fees or anything like that. So the actual amount will be a little bit lower, but in total, that's just to give you a rough estimate of how much I made. And I wasn't sure if you guys would be interested in me including this or not, but I will just briefly go over it. Like I mentioned, I did have that sale on the website. So my total sales on the website this month came to $1,071.49. So that's in addition to the market sales. And then I also had income coming in from YouTube, from AdSense. So that was $99.75. So that was all my income for this month. And that came to $4,217.24, which is pretty good. I'm really happy with that. However, that's without taking out any expenses. So this is where it gets tricky, right? With only the site fee, we are looking at $195 just to book in to get into the market. So the actual total goes down to $4,022.24. And then on top of that, I actually had quite a bit of extra expenses for my business this month. I mentioned last month that I was trying to not spend as much as possible. I was just trying to save money as much as I could. But unfortunately this month I did have quite a few extra expenses. There was some things that I just had to do. I had to print out new booklets for my sticker rally for my market. I had to order some more stickers because they went on sale on Vistaprint, so I wanted to order for the rest of the year. I also had all the postage costs. That's not included in how much I made, so got to take the postage out from my online sales. What else? My email renewal came up this month as well for the whole year. So a lot of, extra charges like that did add up. I don't know if you guys want me to get into a lot of detail about my actual expenses and where they go. I don't know if that's interesting to you guys. Let me know if you guys want more of a breakdown of expenses. I would love to know your thoughts, but please let me know so I don't bore you guys with too many figures in this video. Now that we are done looking over September, let's focus on October. Let's plan ahead and see what markets I have coming up, and we'll have a chat about it. Let's go. Let's talk about October. I have a total of 7 markets booked for this month. A few of them are a little bit different than usual, so I'll go through it with you guys. We are starting the month with on the 5th of October, and this day I haven't actually booked anything yet because I'm waiting to see how the weather is, because there's 2 different markets that I could book in for that day and they're both still available. So I'm gonna wait and see how the weather goes, because right now it does say that it's gonna be raining. So if it does clear off, I will book in one of these 2, but if it is raining, then I won't be going to any on Saturday. So the options for Saturday are either the Nagambie market, the same one that I went to last month, which I would love to go back and see if I still get consistent sales and if it is worth me driving all that way. Or if I want something closer to home, there's also a market going on in Glenrowan. So that's the 2 options that I could do that day, but depending on the weather. The next day on the 6th, I have the On the Border market in Wodonga, and hoping to get the same kind of results that I did last month and, get at least a minimum of $500. That would be really, really good result for that. Then on the 12th, we have the Violet Town market, which praying that the weather will be much better than last month and we can get, the minimum of $800 would be amazing. Then on the 19th, we also have an interesting day there because I'm technically booked in for 2 markets on that same day. Here in Wangaratta, where I live, they came up with this Laneway Twilight market. And so I really wanted to apply for that one and get in case it becomes sort of a regular thing. I would love to have a market here in town. So I applied to that. And then separately, I also got invited to be a part of the Beechworth Bakery 40th anniversary street festival that they're having, and it's just a one-off 1-day fair, but they're closing the whole street. And if you've been to Beechworth, you know that the bakery there is a big deal, and so I think that's going to be quite the event. And they've put my stall right in front of the bakery as well, so I think I have like prime position. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do both of these things, because the Laneway market is a twilight market. It's 5 till 9, I'm pretty sure, something like that. So I'm hoping that I can possibly do both, because the Beechworth one is 10 till 6. I'll probably have my main stall set up in Beechworth and maybe get my mum to set up here in Wang and kind of, have a little bit of product in each. And then when I'm finished there, come here and finish the day off at the Laneway market. I'm hoping that that works, because the Laneway one is probably going to be a little bit smaller, but I do want to make sure that I have a spot here because I don't know how limited it's going to be, and it's in my town. So I want to make sure that I can, support the markets that are going here. So that will be a really interesting day. I still have to kind of organize myself to see exactly what I'm going to do. I need to know how big the space at the Laneway is going to be, and that's going to kind of help me decide how many products to take, on how to divide it and stuff like that. And I also am hoping that I get to make some sort of bakery themed products to take for the Beechworth Bakery market. I think that would be really cute to have like little breadstick earrings or little croissants or something like that. I think that would be adorable. Let's keep going. Then on the 20th, we have the Worley Fair. I don't know how to say that name very well, but I think it's Worley. I was there last year and it was a pretty good day. Even though it was raining a little bit, I still ended up doing pretty good sales. So I wanted to go back this year. And then on the 26th, we have my own market, the cows market. So not a ton of markets this month, but I will be pretty busy getting everything ready for those two markets on the 19th. And also my market is going to be Halloween themed. So we're going to be doing a lot of extra activities that day. So there'll be lots of stuff to plan and organize. So I will be very busy this month as well. But yeah, so that's how October is looking. Let's now go over the goals that I had for this month and see, how I went with them. And then any goals that I'm going to be bringing over to October and seeing if I can reach those. So let's go. All right, so in September, I had 3 goals that I wanted to try and achieve. The first one is I wanted to make new things. I wanted to take some time aside to let my creativity flow and get back into the swing of making new things. And although I didn't do as much as I wanted, I actually did make some brand new products. I made these beautiful zodiac earrings. I'm really excited and proud of them. They have actually sold quite well and I have gotten so much good feedback on them. I was not expecting it. I just kind of wanted to do something new, and I've had these stamps forever that I wanted to try out, these zodiac stamps, and it just kind of worked out, and I'm really happy with how they turned out. I think they look really, really cute. And so glad that, people really like them as well, because you just never know. Although I tried to take more time this month to create, I wasn't able to take as much as I wanted, but I did create some brand new products. So I think that goal is a tick for me in my book. I think that's pretty good. And I think that's at least a step forward in the right direction and getting my creativity back. So I will be ticking that one as completed. The next goal that I had was to make over 3Ks in sales. So we actually did reach that goal. That makes me really, really happy, especially not having attended one market this month. I think that was still a really good result. And some markets have gone better than I expected. Even if I had to miss a few, it kind of has balanced out. So that's another tick for another goal this month. And then finally, my last goal was to post a YouTube video every week this month. And I did do that. I'm really happy that I was able to stay consistent with my YouTube videos and my uploading. I'm actually a few videos ahead finally, and I feel like I'm getting in the groove of actually understanding how this whole thing works, and I'm actually getting ideas for videos now. I think my idea of not only doing studio vlogs has been really good, has been good for my mental health and for my productivity, because when I do have something to show, I can show you guys. And when I want to chat about something that's been on my mind, or make videos like this one, I can do that. And it's not just building, it's not relying so much on my productivity and how many products I made that month. So I'm really, really happy with this new format. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying it. I'm getting so many good comments and amazing feedback from you guys. So thank you so, so much if you've left a comment on any of my videos this month. I really, really appreciate it. And I think we can say that the September goals have been reached. I think it was good to just set little goals like this. It was good not to kind of go crazy, and that means that I have a little boost going into October knowing that I did tick everything that I wanted to do. So in saying that, let's look at what I'm planning to do and what my goals are for October. All right, so let's look into my goals for October. So my first goal is to make a themed collection. So like I mentioned, I do have that bakery festival coming up, and I would love to be able to make a whole collection based on bakery themed or bread, that kind of stuff, to do that. Because not only because of this specific market, but it has been a goal of mine to make these sort of themed earrings so that I can approach businesses around here and try to get them to stock my products. So for example, we have Beechworth Honey, we have the Beechworth Bakery, we have Rich Glen Olive, And I'm also attending a market at a winery next month. So a lot of these really heavily themed events that I would love to have products not only for those markets, but I would love to have some products made to reach out to these businesses and see if they would like to stock my products in their physical shops. So it's a goal of mine to at least work on the Beechworth Bakery collection and then hopefully expand from there. I would love to get started on the winery collection, so wine glasses for next month, because I do have one in November. But if I can't get to both, I would love to at least do the Beechworth Bakery collection. I think that will be really important, and hopefully I can carve out some time to work on that. My second goal is to focus on my Halloween themed market. So my own market, the Cows Market. Due to the dates and the timing, this last month's market fell on a public holiday and on the day of the footy finals. And not only the day, but like the time of the footy finals. So unfortunately, it was a quieter market than usual. So I want to try my best to make the October market as big and as best as it can be. And there's obviously so much that I can do with the Halloween theme. So I'm going to really lean into it and try to push out a lot of marketing, a lot of advertising towards that market to see if we can make it bigger and better than it has been this month, because I think it does have the potential to do that. So that will be another goal this month, to have a really successful October Halloween Cows Market. And then my last goal this month is based on what's happened this month with all those extra expenses coming in. My goal is to lower my overall expenses this month to balance out what we had to spend in September. Like, I didn't really have a lot of choice on what was spent there. So I need to balance out. So I want to make sure I keep my expenses as low as possible. So I will check back in next month with you guys and see how we did for not only that one, but all the other goals. And hopefully I have, 2 back-to-back months where I've reached all my goals. Let's try our hardest to do that. That's the end of the Plan With Me video. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys felt like I gave enough information, but if you felt that I missed anything, or if you would like to know more in the next video, please leave a comment and let me know exactly what information you'd like me to give, and I'll make sure to do that next time. And please don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you're enjoying the content. There's heaps of other videos here on my channel if you'd like to binge this sort of content. I am a polymer clay artist, but I do talk a lot about business stuff. So if this is kind of what you are after here on YouTube, please make sure to check out the other videos in my channel. And until next one, bye.